Welcome back to the Offensive Reactor, and today is going to be a little something different. I'm not going to be reacting to a video, I'm going to be answering questions from a video. I found these because BuzzFeed is cancer, and they are every fucking where that you look. There's a couple of them, so I'm going to go through a couple of them today, in different videos of course. But this one is called 36 Questions Women Have for Men. So I'm assuming it's going to be some special snowflakes asking men about their privilege or manscaping or things of that nature. So like always, the link for the video will be in the description below. BuzzFeed, if you try to copyright strike this or anything because you guys are cancer, this is protected under fair use because I am actually responding to the video. So fuck you. And that's about it. If you guys like my content, please give me a like and a sub. If not, fuck off, and let's go.
How does it feel to be the same sex as Donald Trump?
They started off with a hardball. Okay, how does it feel to be the same sex as Donald Trump? Disappointed in Donald Trump. However, there's a lot of better people to, judge with. How do I feel about being the same sex as, I don't know, Martin Luther King, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George Clooney, Tom Cruise, although Tom Cruise is fucked in the head. That's a stupid question. I can't choose my gender. Fucking idiot. That's something I was born with. I was born with a dick.
Why do you hate rom-coms? Or do you just feel like you need to hate them?
Everybody likes...
Wait, what the fuck is a rom-com? Hold on. I'm looking this up real quick. Hold on 1 second. What is a rom-com? Okay, a romantic comedy. Otherwise known as chick flicks, probably. That's probably what they're referring to. I actually don't. I do like some of them if they have a decent story. And I find other ones funny to watch, actually. I like them for the comedic aspect. That's pretty much it.
The Notebook. Everybody likes Beyonce.
That is false. I don't like The Notebook. And I don't like Beyonce's music. I like Beyonce. She's hot. But I don't like her music.
It's just a fact.
Why do you make women sit around and talk about men in movies?
When y'all easily just sit around and talk about boobs for hours.
Why do you automatically...
Wait, what? Why do you make women...
For hours.
Why do you automatically...
Talk about boobs.
About men in movies? Why do you make women sit around and talk about men in movies?
When y'all easily just sit around and talk about boobs for hours.
Why do you...
Okay, so, as a man, I do not force females to sit around and talk about men in movies. It just doesn't happen. We talk about characters in movies. We talk about the storyline in movies when I talk to male or females. If we're talking about that movie, that's what we're discussing, is the characters, the acting, the story, the CGI if it's a action or something, the special effects. We don't just specifically talk about guys or boobs. We just don't. Yes, we do accredit nice boobs. When we see nice boobs in a movie, we're gonna say nice fucking boobs in a movie. That's fucking nature of a guy. Guys like boobs. Get over it. Otherwise, they wouldn't put the low cut shirts on the females in the movies to see those, or they wouldn't make them run in slow-mo to see those, because they know sex sells, and boobs to a guy is sex. That is a form of sexual attraction.
automatically assume that you won't like TV or movies that star a female lead.
Why are you surprised when women
Wait. That we won't like a movie or TV because of female lead. Actually, it's kind of the opposite. Because I would go into a movie with a female lead that, like an actress that I know does really good work, versus just any random guy. Give me a movie with Jennifer Lawrence, I'll watch it right away. Give me a show with, Jessica Alba, watch it right away. Elijah Dushku, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Those are people that have had decent shows in the past, and I trust them enough that I would actually go and try a new show or a new movie with them in it. Give me some just random Joe Smo guy off the street and say that he's the lead in the movie. That really doesn't fucking matter unless the story interests me. That's the only time I would go watch that, because if I don't know the actors in it, that means I don't have a pretense of, well, they're decent actors. So the storyline would become more important at that point.
are funny?
I'm probably funnier than you.
You probably are funnier
Why
than
do
me.
you think
I'm not
that
very
we're
funny.
obsessed with you when we hook up?
9 times out of 10, I just want you to leave too. I'm busy. I got shit to do.
Why can't I sleep with as many people as I want to without being judged? When men do it, they're congratulated.
Why?
Okay, that is true to an extent. If a girl is with a lot of guys, guys automatically think, oh, she's a hoe, she's a whore, she's a slut. And then when the guys are with a lot of girls, they high five each other and, yeah, you did it, dog. You hooked up with that. You got another notch in your belt. You got another notch on your bedpost, whatever. And I can see how some people think that way. I don't. So generalizing all men as that is fucked up as well. So no.
Consider a woman a tease if she doesn't sleep with you after 3 dates, but a slut if she sleeps with you on the first date.
In what world?
Tease depends on what she does. If she gets you all hot and bothered, all 3 dates, and shuts you down at the very end, but they know what they're doing. Females try to pretend like guys are cavemen and they just want to bop you over the head and drag you into a fucking cave, but they kind of escalate it themselves sometimes, and they like it because it gives them attention. It makes them feel important. It makes them feel pretty. And I'm not saying that they need that from a guy for their self-confidence or whatever, but some females like to get that from a guy. They like to get that attention. They like to bring that guy to the very edge and then shut him the fuck down because they have that power. And those girls can go suck a dick. And the guys that think otherwise, like the girl said, if the guys think that you're a whore after first date, or you're a tease after the third date and you weren't doing nothing but enjoying their company, fuck that guy too.
Does no mean yes?
No means no.
Why do you say that women are too emotional to be leaders?
Then justify catcalling by saying men just can't control themselves.
Those are two completely opposite fucking facts. First, women can be leaders. Don't get me wrong, they can be. But what they're talking about when a guy says something like that, a guy says that because he's thinking about, okay, females go crazy once a month, which is true. Females can lie about it all they fucking want, but once a month, when Aunt Flo shows up, y'all get a little bitchy, y'all get a little crabby, and it's not your fault. I mean, you're bleeding and you're pushing out fucking eggs and shit from your vagina, that's gonna hurt, and that's gonna cause you to be bloaty and gassy and crampy and pain, and that is understandable. To me, at least, that is understandable that you're gonna be bitchy during that time. You're gonna be slightly crabby and slightly anxious and slightly, short fused. That's understandable. So, I don't know if I answered the question or not, so fuck off.
Think that just because you're nice to me, I owe you my body.
Why would you ever send an unsolicited dick pic?
I've done that. I did that with a lot of people. I ain't gonna lie. But, yeah. Next story.
Why
Next
do you
question.
feel like it's okay to harass women or make offensive comments about women, but when somebody does it to your sister, it's not okay?
Because that's different. That's my sister. It's not rational. I know it's not rational. But that's my sister. And, you know, I could talk shit and everything about other people, other females, you know, how hot they look, or, you know, what nice ass, nice chest. But you talk shit about my sister in front of me, you're probably going to get punched in the face, because that is one thing a guy should never do to another guy, is talk about their siblings being attractive. That's just common courtesy, man. As man to man, you just don't do that.
How does it feel to interrupt me when I'm in the middle of making a point during a meeting?
Why do you have to sit with your legs so wide open?
I get that you
Wait, let's see what she says about it.
have balls, but I don't stand around with my arms wide open to make room for my boobs.
Fucking idiot bitch. Okay. The difference there is your boobs are in front of you. They are not smashed in between your arms all the time. If your arms were like this all the time, yeah, you would want to open your arms up to make room for your boobs. Guys' balls are in between their legs, getting smashed by their legs. And the balls actually regulate your temperature. Your testicles and your testicle sac actually help regulate a man's temperature. So if he has his legs wide open, sometimes it's just for comfort. You know, sometimes it just feels good to, you know, sit there and spread your legs out and chill. But other times it is for other reasons, such as my balls are getting smashed, I'm fucking hot and trying to cool myself off, or I just feel comfortable sitting like that. So that's completely pointless.
Why are women perceived as the weaker sex, even though we literally birth you like watermelons through like this?
Why is it
Okay. It is not perceived as females being the weaker sex. It's not. It's science. Hate to tell all you bitches that are, you know, gonna be about to be upset at me for saying this, and for me saying bitch throughout this whole video. But females in general, remember that, in general, have a smaller stature, you know, a smaller structure to build on. So they can't usually produce as much muscle mass as a man can, which means that they can't lift or carry as much as a man can. And that's no fault of their own, because there are exceptions to that rule. Generally speaking, that is the case. But there are exceptions to that rule if the female is training, exercising, you know. And sometimes men are just fucking weak pussies as well, you know. There's all sorts of different variations there that you fail to realize in that. But scientifically, generalizing the science of it, females are physically weaker than males, generally. There are a lot of exceptions to the rule. And about the whole giving birth thing, that is very true. But that is not about strength. That is pain tolerance. There's a difference between strength and pain tolerance. Females, I'm sorry, but if a female's giving birth and she's pushing that big ass baby out of that little asshole, I gotta give you props, because that is a lot of fucking pain probably. And that's it.
so bad to show your emotions?
It means you're human.
Why are you always trying to prove your masculinity?
Okay, this one is gonna probably offend all these bitches on here. So, why do we feel like we can't show our emotions? Why do we feel like we have to prove our masculinity? And why do we feel like we have to be manly? Well, maybe because since the age of, 6 months, we are told that we are supposed to be men. We're not supposed to show our emotions. We're not supposed to cry. Crying is weakness. You're not weak. You're not a pussy. So we were told from a very early age that we're supposed to bottle up our emotions by men, other men, and by other women, by women too. There's just example. There's been numerous times that parents will tell their kids, "Suck it up, stop fucking crying." Like moms and dads will tell their sons, "You're supposed to be a man. You want to be a man. Stop fucking crying like a little bitch," or something like that, you know. And I know that's extreme, and that's not as extreme as some of the shit that happened in my childhood. But we are ingrained since the very first memory that we are men. We don't show weakness, because then somebody will use that weakness against you. So what you need to do is suck it up, stop crying, show that you're a man, show that you're tough, show you're badass, and all that shit. And that's a lot of that one falls on other men. You know, father figures, uncles, other friends, you know, older kids when you're younger, adults when you're younger, telling you just, you know, "Oh, suck it up. Oh, you scraped your knee, suck it up. Stop crying. Be a man." You know, stupid shit like that. That's stupid.
Why the isn't it ladylike to cuss? When do words get genders?
Why is it
I like ladies that cuss. My wife cusses like a fucking sailor, and I love her for it. Because she doesn't give a fuck, just like I don't. She doesn't give a fuck about what you think about her, or what you might perceive about her, because she knows who she is, and she's comfortable in her body and in her brain.
instinct to doubt women who have been sexually violated or raped?
Why do you?
It's not. That's a tough one. It's not my first instinct to think, you know, to doubt a female that has accused a man of sexual harassment or sexual conduct without her permission, such as rape, sexual harassment, anything like that. It's not my first thought is to doubt them. It's not. But my first thought is proven guilt or innocent until proven guilty. That is the standard that my mind goes by. You are innocent until you are proven guilty. So I'm not doubting you. I'm waiting to see what becomes of it, because there has been numerous times where females have falsely accused men. There is, and you can't deny that is a thing that happens. And a lot of guys' entire lives are crumbled when those females falsely accuse them, even if they don't get found guilty. It's just that stigmata of, oh, he's a rapist, even if it's proven that she made the whole fucking thing up.
Assume a woman's angry because she's on her period.
Why do you think women that wear makeup are false advertising?
The same reason that if you say I was at the beach and I was wearing a pair of slightly tight shorts and I had a big ass fucking slong in the front of my fucking pants, and you found that attractive and you wanted to fuck, and we went home and I took off the shorts and a cucumber fell out of my goddamn pants, and all you saw was a fucking Tic Tac as a dick, you would be upset and be like, dude, why the fuck you false advertising? What? You would probably laugh at it first, but then you would be kind of pissed that he lied about it. That's what makeup is. I've seen girls on Facebook and shit that will look gorgeous as fuck and then take off their makeup in the video and they look like Cruella de Vil or the Wicked Witch. Makeup does fucking wonders for hiding all that fucked up shit that's wrong with your face. And don't get me wrong, you know, I don't disagree. You can wear makeup, I don't care. But don't set up false expectations and then be surprised, you know, don't look like J-Lo and then be surprised that when you take off your makeup the guy goes, what? And when you look like, you know, fucking Raggedy Ann or something. That's all. Don't expect them to, you know, think of both of them as the same.
We can say the same thing about your dick size.
Why isn't it
See?
weird that there's a bunch of old white men sitting in a room making legislation about what I can and can't do with my body?
That is true. I disagree with that premise altogether. I think more females need to vote, and I think if you want to change in that system, you do need to vote to change that system. However, I agree that they shouldn't. Guys should not be in charge of women's reproductive organs. They should not be in charge of laws for their reproductive organs. They just shouldn't, because they don't have the same shit.
Gucci.
Why are straight guys so obsessed with lesbians?
How dare
Because it's hot.
We get kicked in the balls.
Do you ever
It hurts. It feels like you have a migraine that radiates from your brain to your ball sack and back. All, just back and forth. At the same time, it makes your stomach feel nauseous. It makes you feel like you want to throw up. It makes your eyes water. It makes you want to cry.
trying to be manly all the time?
Do you ever get tired of trying to be manly all the time? Yes.
Why are you so afraid of gender equality?
Why do I deserve to be paid less than you?
In what world does 77 cents equal $1?
That is such a fucking major myth. Oh my god, I hate that myth. Hold on, let's finish this one.
68 cents equal $1.
How
See, they don't even have the fucking numbers straight. Men generally make $1 to every female's 77 cents. But what they fail to realize, and what they fail to add on to this, is it's not for specific jobs. It's in general. That means every single job. So if females don't want to do that job, that means that it's going to be an all-man job, which means that that average is going to boost onto the rest of them. So, like, for example, oil rigs. If you're on an oil rig, most likely it's going to be mostly men. That is a good paying job, which goes back into the average of all jobs priced for men and women, which means that for all those guys there, you'd have to have the equal amount of females in a different job that makes the same amount as that job. It's not that you get paid less per job. If you're both doing the same amount of work, have the same exact title, in the same exact job, you're most likely going to be paid the same exact fucking money. But if you're trying to compare all female jobs with all male jobs, you just can't, because there's differences. Like nursing, as far as I know, used to be an all-female job, or close to all-female job. There's a lot of male nurses now, but that means that you have a lot of nurses that are females, but you have a lot of oil guys that are guys. You have a lot of, the more dangerous jobs being produced by men. Not because women can't, but because women realize that the risk is there, and they say that that risk is not worth the payment or the lifestyle or whatever. And they choose not to go with that job, which just means that if that job pays more, because it probably does, because it's a more dangerous job, on average, females are going to make less because of that. Not in the same job, though.
is that fair?
Why are you intimidated by a woman who makes more money than you?
I am not. If my wife made more money than me, I'd be like, right the fuck on, let's go get some more Arby's.
That's awesome. More money.
Why are
It is
opinionated
awesome.
women seen as bitches?
When opinionated men are seen as bosses.
It's about tactics. Opinionated men, for the most part, are opinionated, but they check themselves before going too far. By that, what I mean is they basically pussy out before dogging their boss or something that they don't agree with. Females, in general, in my opinion, in general, females don't have that boundary limit. If they think their boss is fucking wrong, they're gonna tell their boss, you're fucking wrong. And it's just a difference of tactic. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just different.
Speaking of, when you hear your male friends behind closed doors make jokes that are offensive to women.
Why are you
The same reason you don't stop females from telling lewd jokes or talking about guys' dicks when it's all females. Because I know it happens. Regardless of what you want to believe, females talk about guys. Probably not as much as guys talk about girls, I'll give you that. But they do. I don't see you stopping them in a private session of, girl talk to say, well, that's offensive to men. You shouldn't talk about men that way. You shouldn't specify or, generalize the men in that way. You don't do that, so why should we when we're in a group of our friends?
Recognizing your own privilege doesn't mean you're a bad person. Just recognize it and do something about it.
I don't have privilege. And if you doubt that, go ahead and post in the comments that you doubt that. And I'll explain why I don't have privilege, such as man privilege or white privilege or, any of that. I'll explain that for you if you would like. That's all of it. Damn, that was a long ass video to get through. And it's only a 3-minute video, and it took that long to get through it. That's crazy. That was a lot of stupid questions. I mean, there were some valid questions too. There was like 2 valid questions. The rest were just stupid. And with that note, the video link will be in the description below. Give me a like and a share, sub, whatever. If not,